Good afternoon. This is Media Center Ukraine, Odessa. We continue our work. We are having with us now Dovidas Vitkauskas, director of the NGO SOS Ukraine, Artem Kasparyan, co-founder of the Spilna volunteer movement, and Oleh Syabrenko, team leader of the regional development project UkRebuild Future Cities. Mr. Vitkauskas, the floor is yours. Thank you very much, Nadia. Good afternoon. I'll continue in Russian, if you allow, to reach our audience quicker. I'm glad to be again in Odessa, and I'm glad to present the launch of the project together with our partners, and we will share the details of the project a bit later today. We believe in victory of Ukraine in Lithuania and in the EU member states, in the Western civilization of our world. So we support you every day with specific activities and initiatives. We try to fight with you, and I believe that the important front line of this war will be in the economical and financial field. We will need to rebuild Ukraine to make it better than it was. And this is also the context of the presentation of our today's project. And now I'd like to give floor to our long-term partner, Artem Kasparyan. Good afternoon. I would like to thank for being invited today. I would like to thank our defenders for having opportunity to be here today and to discuss a very important topic, namely the recovery of Ukraine. And this gives us hope for future victory. And now I would like to spiel about our project, UkRebuild Future Cities. We can start the support with the help of the NGO SOS Ukraine and Institute Vilnius Planus that works with the development of communities in Lithuania. And this institute has the experience of transforming Lithuania after the post-Soviet period. So the institute knows well our infrastructure, our structure, and our challenges. And I'd like to say that so-called Khrushchevka houses, the houses that were built during Khrushchev times is a very disputable topic now. Our MPs say that we need to demolish all of them, but I believe that we should renovate these houses, and thanks to Vilnius, thanks to their experience, we will be able to implement this project. First, we are going to cover Odessa, Cherkassy, and Sumy regions. We are in contact with the local authorities there, and we hope to meet with all of them soon. We have met already with the head of Cherkassy Oblast. And tomorrow we are going to meet the Odessa Regional Administration. Thus, we are going to build relations for Ukraine and our regions to learn the best experience from the best experts for recovery. And now I would like to give floor to Mr. Syabrenko, who is the team leader of our project, having this vast experience of cooperating with the European partners. Thank you, Artem. Thank you for having opportunity to share details about our project. And I would like to speak about the general context. All of us live in this Ukraine, and we can see now that Ukraine has been facing challenges that it did not see after the Second World War. We now speak about significant human losses. The people who died, people with disabilities, huge amount of IDPs, 7 million IDPs in Ukraine, and around 4 million people who have temporarily left the country, but we hope that they will come back soon. Significant material losses. The direct damage is around 200 billion euros, and we know that more than 3 trillion euros is required to recover the whole of the country. But Ukraine now has a great opportunity to use those positive things that we have now. This is the unprecedented unity of Ukrainian people and the strive for victory and the strive for recovery. The whole world, the whole Western world, Europe, the whole progressive world supports us. We are waiting for Ukraine to join the European community, and this will lead to tectonic social and economic shifts. New markets will be opened in Ukraine, European markets, and the markets of the Western world in general. Just think about it. The recovery, the rebuilding of the country that requires 3 trillion euros, that is 5 GDPs of Ukraine before the war. Some economic sectors will get the boost for quick development, like the production of construction materials, development, engineering, metal constructions, the production of metal. So we can expect the significant boost in these areas. Ukraine will have the best innovations, the know-hows of the countries who will invest into Ukraine and who will support our businesses. As for the urban development, as for regional development, Ukraine should expect significant and we hope positive changes. This post-Soviet past, which we still have, unfortunately, in Ukraine, will be changed in the future. Our program, our project, UkRebuild Future Cities, was founded by the NGO SOS Ukraine with the Lithuanian organization Vilnius Planas, which is the institution of the master plan of Vilnius. But this is also the leading organization in the urban development in the Baltic Sea countries and in Europe. We together will involve other organizations. We have been negotiating this project with the leading scientific institutions of Ukraine, including the academies of science, the higher educational institutions of our country. We want to create a pool of the best international European and Ukrainian experts in regional development, urban planning, to help Ukraine not only to rebuild what we had, but to open the new page of our development. Luckily, we can see that the challenges are well understood by the government of Ukraine and local authorities. Decree of the Cabinet of Ministers 1159 establishes the procedure for complex recovery of the region and the program for complex recovery of communities. We believe that this is a great tool for long-term development of the tool for rebuilding of key communities. All our organizations will try to develop such plans. We are in Odessa now, but we hope that we will have such an opportunity in Sumy and Cherkassy oblasts. This will allow us to develop the complex recovery program, starting with the new demographic model, which is very important. We can see that a lot of people have left Ukraine, and a lot of them will come back. Now I'm talking about Odessa Oblast. We see that fortunately Odessa Oblast has not been damaged that much as other regions near the front line. And we hope, basing on our preliminary conclusions, that not only those people who have left Odessa region will come back. those who have gone abroad. But Odessa Oblast has one of the best potentials in Ukraine to create jobs, to create new industries and new technologies that will stimulate people and that will motivate people not only to come abroad, but to move to Odessa Oblast from other regions of Ukraine, especially those who were damaged the most. And we hope to develop the program that will guide the heads of regions what to do. We will share our demographic models, the dynamics of the population development. We want also to show the newest industrial sectors, the new projects in agricultural area, in transportation and other areas to create new jobs. With the help of Vilnius Planus, we will be able to show how we can rebuild, restructure our cities. Odessa has a lot of urban problems now, but it also has a significant potential. That's why we need to find the programs and the projects that will allow for the population of Odessa Oblast to live all over the region. Odessa should not be the only center that attracts the population in the region. We should create comfortable conditions for people to be willing to live in other cities and towns of Ukraine, of Odessa region. So after the demographic program, after the big development projects in other economic areas, we want to show the direction for the development and reconstruction of the cities. From the practical point of view, we want to give the heads of oblasts and communities a list of projects that will be preliminary structured, that will have investments for heads of oblasts and communities to be able to take just these projects and just implement them to increase GDP. According preliminary estimation, in a decade, Odessa region can increase its regional GDP by 3 times. Thank you. Thank you very much for your intervention. Mr. Vitkauskas, thank you, Nadia, and I would like to add a few words to what has been mentioned by Artem and Oleh. One of the ideas of our project, a lot is said about the reconstruction of Ukraine. Different amounts are mentioned, different methodologies are offered by different stakeholders to define the amount needed for the reconstruction. The Cabinet of Ministers last year offered calculations from their side. We wanted to show the practical approach to reconstruction, to rebuilding, to perceive the rebuilding of Ukraine as an investment project, not as a charitable project. Ukraine can take care about itself, subject to favorable conditions. One of the examples is a free trade, and here we would like the European Union and our partners in Brussels not only to say, but that they want to help Ukraine, but to, for example, actually open the European markets for Ukrainian goods. Ukrainian exporters are ready to sell their products to the European market. Ukrainian regional stakeholders, including the Ukrainian businesses, are ready to provide different types of goods, services, and raw materials to the European markets. And we can see that lifting of any bureaucratic barriers for free trade will be the great first step to support rebuilding of Ukraine. So this process should be ongoing. The traditional approach of the European Union is to protect the producers, sectors, and farmers through free trade. That's why it is very important to support Ukraine and to open markets for Ukrainian exporters. I believe that this will be an important part of our project. So we should use the bottom-top approach to explain the situation to our partners for them to implement the free trade principle as a key tool and leverage for rebuilding of Ukraine. The reconstruction, recovery, and rebuilding will be an investment project. The money will be here not because of some interesting projects in Kyiv or in Brussels. The foreign investors will gladly invest when they see that there are favorable conditions here. And they know this. They expect for the minimum stability in political and military situations. Our project will also serve as a communication platform that will tell about the interesting projects in different types, so in different regions of Ukraine. These can be some legal entities to be bought, some privatization projects which are related to the land market. We need the proper information exchange, the proper information platform to attract foreign investors to Ukraine and for them to stay here. And the third stage of our project is the support into implementation of the investment projects involving investors, foreign investors, who will be motivated by the possibility to earn money. Of course, we will need some loans from international and supranational banks. Perhaps they can offer some benefits with regard to interest rates. This also can be offered by the European Commission, European states, other foreign partners, and of course grants that will be given to public authorities through usual mechanisms like the European Commission. So we should look at the rebuilding project as at the investment project and not charitable project. For this, we need to have the proper communication. We need to understand what is needed in the regions, and we need to use the bottom approach to develop such projects in the regions. The bottom-top approach. Of course, this will take time, but we hope to achieve good results. I would also like to say that when it comes to specific sectors, it is very important for Ukraine to honestly show to foreign investors not only possibilities, opportunities, but also problems. Because investors are not stupid. They also have market intelligence. That's why Ukraine should be just open with investors to attract more investments. There are a lot of problems with the energetic area, so there is no alignment with the European standards when it comes to generation. The situation at the gas and oil market is a bit better, but still there are a lot of structural issues that shall be solved, and I think donors and investors will be thankful to such projects as ours for the support, because we want to create a transparent platform that will provide information about not only about possibilities but also challenges, including the bureaucratic burden. When it comes to energy generation, Odessa region and Ukraine in general has a prominent potential to generate green energy, but still there is bureaucratic burdens. We need to eliminate this because these are draconic standards for any type of investments, not only for foreign investments, but for Ukrainian investments as well. So our project will be also focused on work with the local authorities to eliminate that bureaucratic burden. To conclude, I would like to say that we will have the investment project, but there is the question of time that will depend on our joint efforts. Thank you very much. Do we have any questions from our colleagues here? There are no questions, so we will stop here. Thank you very much for being with us today. We've had with us Dovidas Vitkauskas, Artem Kasparyan, and Oleh Syabrenko. See you at 2 p.m.
Очень